ask Dr. Hasse a couple things that I've learned over time from his pioneering work with Dr. Prasad and Dr. Cole, but just a couple of things that illuminate why MMF is special. One of which is maybe a couple of examples of the type of research that we've done with the military, and give us a sense of what we were able to show with our product. Because as we're all talking about, this was developed for the military and now is available to everyone. So we should learn a little bit about, specifically the types of studies we've done with the military. And with NASA, maybe.
Okay, Jim. Well, first of all, after we formulated MMF, we then went to the Department of Defense, and we said, well, the Congress has given us some money. We'd like to give this to some soldiers and see how it works. And they looked at us and they laughed and they said, go away, boys. Come back when you have something else. Because at that time, all we had was the laboratory work. So we went through a several-year period of animal studies, and we actually got a lot of money from Congress. Thank you for paying your taxes. And so we did a lot of animal studies, more than a dozen studies. I want to highlight one in particular because Milton, I don't know if you're here, but it shared a video with me last night about a Parkinson's patient, which really stuck with me because actually looking at neurologic protection was one of the first things that we did. And we have a relationship at Meharry Medical College with a neurophysiologist by the name of Clive L. Charlton, who had a rodent model of Parkinsonism, where we actually took an agent, MPTP, methylphenyl tetrahydropyridine. There's going to be a spelling test at the end of this for you. And what we do, we inject that into the rodents, and they get Parkinson's. It's actually a contaminant in a recreational drug. So if you've ever seen somebody who's a user, they sort of hobble and they do this Parkinsonian affect with their bodies. And the rats all develop Parkinson's. Well, we gave them our micronutrient formulation, and 86% of the rats remained totally normal. So, and that's never been shown before. In fact, Dr. Charlton was so excited he actually presented that paper at the Society of Academic Scientists. So we had some laboratory data, and we did many more animal studies. We then took the formulation to a civilian group, and we looked at civilians to see if we could protect them against oxidative damage. And what we found was absolutely remarkable. We actually went to an area of the world where there's a very high rate of serious diseases, including cancer, and we gave a group of these people in a prospective clinical trial study our micronutrients, and we actually measured a lipid peroxidation product called malondialdehyde. There was a test on that too after the meeting. And so we looked at this malondialdehyde, and it was absolutely remarkable. This is a 6-month study, and we found both in urine and in blood plasma that we were able to completely degrade this oxidative damage. That's the first time that it was ever shown that an oral product could do that in humans. Now, the person we were working with, a lady, a professor there, she's very smart. And she said, since we have the blood from these patients, why don't we look at immune function? Randy mentioned that when he gets off the plane, he doesn't have a cold, he doesn't get sick. Well, there's a reason for that. And we looked at immune function in these patients with a very sophisticated assay called the lymphocyte transformation assay, where in fact we look at, if you give a challenge to somebody, you look at how many of their lymphocytes sort of turn into activated killer cells to actually fight off the antigen. And what we found was we were able to improve the immune function by 25% in these humans, these volunteers. Again, had never been shown before that a micronutrient could do that. So then we had all these animal studies and we had this key human study, and so we went back to the Department of Defense and we said, hey boys and girls, we've got this data now. And they said, wow, we've never seen anything like that with a micronutrient. And we were the first company to get approval by the Institutional Review Board of the Department of Defense to give a micronutrient by mouth to U.S. operating forces. Very cool.
Awesome. Thank you. Wow.
Well, then, and I'll just talk, we have a lot of studies, but I'm going to talk about just one.
I hope nobody has any plans later.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Dinner is delayed. There is one study I do want to highlight because I think it's very relevant for this audience. We looked at Marines at 29 Palms. I don't know if any of you have ever been to 29 Palms, California, up to the mountain warfare station up there. It's miserable. It's cold. It's rainy. And these young men are, running 20, 30 miles a day with heavy packs, and they get oxidative damage like you wouldn't believe, and inflammation. And we then did a randomized, prospective, blinded study on these Marines. And what we showed was remarkable. With our military formulation, we were able to not only stop the increase in oxidative damage that these Marines get, but we in fact were able to decrease it in the face of such activity and in the face of such very bad environments. And so you asked a question earlier about why should everyone take it. If you start taking the right proper micronutrients at a younger age in an active lifestyle, you're going to be much better off when you're at middle age or beyond. And I think that makes it very, very exciting. So the fact that Chad's recovery time from his weightlifting and his heavy gym work was cut in half, that doesn't surprise me at all. We've seen it in triathletes and we've seen it in others. This is a formulation that can be taken literally from a relatively young age on, and I'm not going to tell any secrets, but even for children, there's something coming through Engage Global in a short time period. So this is a product for everyone. Take it forever. Very good for you.
Forever.